Good evening, fellow ghouls and specters alike. It's your ghost host with the most, Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5, here to engage in some haunted holiday hijinks by trudging through the catacombs and dusting off the cobwebs to recount a spooky selection of Halloween classics.
So, suit up, light the jack-o'-lanterns, and grab the candy dish as we revive and recount tonight's spooky selection. Stranger things, trick or treat, freak.
blah, blah,
I hope
blah.
it doesn't suck. Dragon, I gotta tell you, the whole I hope it doesn't suck thing, that's gotta be like one of the top 5 most endearing moments of the whole damn show for me. I love Bob so much. Just like
Yo,
everyone's talking about justice for Barb. Let's get justice for Bob, Dragon.
yeah.
All right, so Dragon. Honestly, I wasn't sure how this was going to go. We're talking Stranger Things season 2, episode 2. So we're going way back here. I mean, the kids are actually kids and not like like pushing 30, like they're probably going to be when we actually get season 5. Dragon, I'm just going to take your temperature on something really quick. All right, I just want to know your actual feelings on the issue. Do you believe that we're actually going to get season 5?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I only say that because it just feels like it's just literally never going to come. It feels like they've just been teasing it for so long.
That's it.
So, but no, I know it has a release date. It's just like I don't know. Maybe the Duffer Brothers will delay it at the last minute. Who knows?
I know there's
But
gonna be a
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
there's gonna be a big upset if that happens because people have been waiting forever, and it's like, oh, there's footage and there's teasers, and we have all these like breaking up into 3 parts. They're definitely prolonging it as much as they can. That much we know for sure.
So yes, so this is of course the closest thing that this show has to a Halloween episode. I'd say it's safe to say that this is definitively the show's Halloween episode,
Well,
right?
it's set on Halloween, Tiki. This is the Halloween episode. Yes.
yes. So
I don't think we can get more Halloween than that, Tiki. They're going trick or treating. It's in the title of the episode.
all right, fair enough. All right, so yeah, I honestly it's been a long because my relationship with Stranger Things is that I do really enjoy it in the moment. It's one of those things where I'll binge the seasons because I do feel like the seasons are compulsively watchable. I don't really think about the show all that much in between seasons. So going back and kind of revisiting all this, it was a treat, Dragon. I wasn't really sure what the ratio of like story setup to Halloween stuff was going to be here. I didn't like for me, the big thing I remembered about this episode was just like the Ghostbusters like suiting up montage. But I got to tell you, I definitely think through and through, this is very, very Halloween. We're going to have a lot to talk about when it comes to the Halloween stuff. And I do think not only that, but I think that this episode, honestly, it's kind of an important episode in that it does kind of like paint the it kind of lays out a roadmap for a lot of the character arcs going forward in the show. Like it really does kind of like put a lot of chess pieces on the board, if you will, for character dynamics. So it's a very good Halloween episode and just a really good kind of kind of episode in its own right within the episodic context of the show. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a good kind of sampling of. There's a good sampling of both. I mean, look, this was like the big marketed episode for season 2. Like, the marketing was like, okay, we're gonna put him in Ghostbuster outfit. It's gonna be timed around Halloween. It's the big holiday tie-ins. I think it's a solid episode. Again, I think it's got the hallmarks of Stranger Things playing into Halloween, which I think it accomplishes a lot in its real estate. I think this is kind of what people kind of tune in to Stranger Things for. And this was like an earned episode after all the hard work they put in with season 1. This is back in a simpler time, kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, really quick, we got some comments. He said, Little Blue says, "Who you gonna call? Stranger Things." Then he says, "Who would have thought that young Mike actually would be a part of Ghostbusters?"
Well, I don't know. I don't think that's
Funny how the
entirely
world.
by.
What?
I don't think that's entirely by accident with the way Hollywood works. I think, hey, we put him in an outfit. Let's put him in the actual outfit.
No, you're right. Honestly, I would genuinely be surprised if none of the Stranger Things kids were in that new Ghostbusters movie. Honestly. Okay, we got Kogias here. He's saying Stranger Things is more scary than shows I normally watch, but I like it. He's also saying the Halloween episode is one of my favorites. I know that Tiki isn't a huge fan of Ghostbusters, but I am, and I really like the Ghostbusters nostalgia. And then we also have J463 just saying hi, Little Blue. So happy to have you here, J4360. I got that. Totally got that username wrong the first time.
Yeah,
My bad.
just bad. Yep.
Anyways, all right, you want to just dive right into it, Dragon? I mean, we sometimes do background on these, but this is pretty straightforward. It's just second season, so
That's it.
All right, you want to just jump right in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All righty. Where do you want to? Do you want to like tackle this like storyline by storyline, like go by characters? How do you want to do it?
I don't know, man. We're just gonna go through it. Okay, we're just gonna go through it somewhat chronologically. All right.
We're gonna do it. It's not going to be a beat by beat.
I mean, I'm prepared for beat by beat. All right. No one ever said we're not doing beat by beat. It's kind of what I don't know.
You never said we were doing beat by beat.
I never said we weren't, though.
I'm just saying, like, we haven't been doing beat by beat on any of these, so I'm not necessarily prepared for beat by beat.
Well, you haven't been on you've barely been on for any of these, and we have been going beat by beat.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, you know what? You start us off. I need to get the episode queued up so I can kind of go through it as we're talking.
All right. Okay. Look, just overall. So we see what's happened between 211 between seasons season 1 and 2. That's pretty much what this episode is. It's kind of what we have, like a little bit of a flashback through line. That's kind of what we see, with her kind of alone in the we see her in the Upside Down. So if memory serves, the premiere of season 2 was like, we checked in with the guys, and then we kind of paid off the big like hanging chad that was, wait, why is Hopper leaving Eggos in the woods? Who's he leaving those for? I think we knew it was 11. We kind of had like a flicker of like 11's still alive, and we basically play that out here. We see, okay, 11 is indeed alive, and we're seeing what's going on here. So she was in the Upside Down. Always creepy, rotting, just kind of parallel dimension that's running to ours. Basically, what the Upside Down is. It's heck on Earth. And basically, the government seems to be spinning it that it was like 11 was in league with the Russians, and then there's a manhunt for her, and like 11 kind of overhears. She basically is able to see from the periphery, like
it is kind of like one of those classic misunderstandings where she overhears the exact wrong part of the sentence without really getting the full context of the situation.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I think she's still like emotional. She's kind of like picking up on like Mike is. Mike has kind of motivated her to hide, go into hiding with Hopper and everything, where she's trying to, kind of protect Mike by kind of getting some distance there, but she still messes him. And I forget like how many of the social cues she does pick up on, because I remember in like 3 we had like the big misunderstanding thing, so it's unclear if like she's kind of there yet or not.
Well, I mean, like it's definitely kind of part of her character, because literally she hasn't had to socialize at all until the beginning of the show. So
So we're kind of we're filling in the blanks with kind of our flashback structure, but then our main plot line, we have like 11 as a sheet ghost, which is adorable, and it's kind of a nod to E.T., and I love it.
I love the nod to E.T. I love how in this scene she basically is E.T.
Well, the season 1 she was entirely E.T., and now she's like, we literalized it, putting it on Halloween, just like that scene from E.T. So she wants to go trick or treating because no one can see her,
And it's like this scene always breaks my heart, because I feel like it's such a fair request on her part, but you also totally understand Hopper's point where it's like, no, we don't take risks. We can't take risks. It's too much of a liability.
Nope.
But at the same time, you do understand her logic of like, they can't see me. Like, why, what would happen? So I think it's just a very realistic conflict there.
So, by the way, of course, this episode really firmly established, Hopper and 11 very much, the daughter and the girl and her non-biological father.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so we have like the whole, Hopper putting on front street saying, risks are stupid and we're not stupid. We love David Harbour. We got
absolutely.
David Harbour, darling of a man. So Hopper, this is great. I love this compromise though. So Hopper, he offers okay, look, I'll buy a bunch of candy after work. I'll buy a bunch of candy. We can eat it and watch a scary movie. That's what's called compromise.
And get fat.
And get fat.
He has the emphasis on the get fat.
Oh, you're right. So we're gonna eat candy, get fat, and watch a scary movie. That is the plan. So that's called compromise. That's our word of the day. That's very nice. Again, I love, it basically means we're halfway happy, which is a very nice gesture. And then, of course, we, like they're having breakfast together. Very cute. So, meanwhile, Joyce Spires.
Oh, my God.
So, Joyce, early season 2, she's still kind of a nervous wreck with PTSD, about about Will, having gone missing in season 1.
She she sees that he's not in his room and she starts to panic. She's like, Jonathan, where's Will? He's not in his room. What? No, he's not. And then it turns out he's just going to the bathroom.
Yeah, Joyce, that was season 1. He's fine. So, this was always, I love that. I completely forgot that was, I hoped it was going to be established in this one. I lucked out. I love the visual of the mind flares. The mind flare is basically the big shadowy.
Yeah, totally. I think the visual of that is like, I mean, and I'm sure you think we lucked out because we were able to put it on the moon. And I like that we were able to put it on the moon because I, like you, probably agree that I think it's maybe the biggest, like, the symbol of the show in a way.
Well, yeah, I mean the whole thing is like the upside down is like this rotting, kind of like it's this kind of it's very much like a demonic botanical garden. That's kind of what the upside down is.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
it's kind of like
I've always kind of viewed the mind flare as a little bit. It's always kind of had like a Slender Man quality to me. If Slender Man was like inhuman and actually scary, if that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, not till like season 4 do we really give like voice and like kind of personage to the mind flare, but essentially that was like the symbol of the upside down. It was like this.
I'm just saying, Slender Man, just in the way that the thing is able to like manipulate shadows and stuff, and it stalks people.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm just saying, I like that it was like this cool amorphous thing that we kind of gave like a really striking visual to. It's like everything's connected to this thing. We literalized that. Point being, we have Will doing every season. Will has a good drawing, like kind of a psychic premonition, kind of like connection to the upside down because he was stuck there for so long.
It's the most terrifying way to do promotional artwork for the show. It's like, all right, Will, what's your terrifying premonition going to be that's going to promote the season?
Yep. So this, so again, he's drawing the mind flare, and we're not quite sure what it is quite yet. So the boys suit up as Ghostbusters for school.
And you know what? I'm not a big Ghostbusters fan, but I can appreciate 80s nostalgia, and I can appreciate a good montage, and this is a damn good montage.
And you got to remember, this roughly, I forget what our years officially were. I mean, I think this would.
I'm pretty sure this is the year that Ghostbusters came out.
That's the thing. So. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if this is probably 84, and I think next season's 85. But let's just say, for argument's sake, it's either 84, maybe the year right after 84. Point being, Ghostbusters probably just came out the same year, 84, and it's very big, and they want to go as Ghostbusters. So, we have
I know that you're kind of divided on Erica Sinclair, but you got to admit her bit here with like the. Wow, you are such a nerd. Like, I think it's fun. I think she can be a little hit or miss.
I mean, I like the mother just kind of like snapping out, like, hey, like I love the mom. Collectively, the moms are loving this. They're very, they're thinking it's so cute. They're dressed like the Ghostbusters. I don't know. There's something just earnest it's a very earnest and nostalgic experience. I think we can all relate to at some point. Is like they go into school dressed in the costume thing.
Oh yeah.
And then in kind of the adult years, the dread of like, well, it's an option, but who's doing it?
Exactly.
It's very palpable. They kind of covered both ends of it, and I love that.
Last year at my support group, that was very much me. I was like, shit, I am the one person that dressed up. God damn it.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, what did you dress up as?
Boston Rob from Survivor.
Oh, so well, you're fine. No one knows who that is.
No, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
I was basically just like a guy.
You made just a broad fashion choice, but it's not really,
The shitty thing though is that it was a really, really cold day out, and I was wearing a tank top and frickin' gym shorts.
Yeah. So you were just getting ready for the polar bear plunge, if anything.
Oh god. Anyways.
Okay. Anywho, yeah. So the point being, the boys are all dressed up like Ghostbusters. We're playing the suit up music, which is nice. The moms are loving it. We Byers, Dustin. We got Lucas. I love that with Lucas, we have like the ghost hanging from the tree too, which was nice. Erica's not having any of it. Mike's mom has the Polaroid camera. Let's see. So the boys go to school, and they have the Venkman debate, which still cracks me up. I love the Venkman debate. So basically, Mike wanted to be Venkman, which I think is on brand for him. Dustin. The plan was Mike would be Venkman, Dustin would be Stance, which that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Will would be Egon, all right, and Lucas would be Winston, and Lucas points out, "Wait, I never agreed to be Winston. I don't want to be Winston. Venkman has all the."
I do like the logic, like the straight logic that Lucas lays out. It's like Winston doesn't even join until like halfway through the movie. Like no one wants to be Winston.
To me, the one criticism with Ghostbusters that is absolutely warranted. Yeah, I'm not slobberingly like. I'm not the uber fan of Ghostbusters. I like Ghostbusters. I'm not saying it's like like the best thing ever, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm not like immersed in the franchise, but I appreciate.
You're not the type of fan that turns me off of the franchise. Let's just put it that way.
Like I've met the ghost heads at a Comic-Con. The ghost heads, those are the people that live and breathe ghosts. I respect the heck out of them though. These guys, they do stuff for charity. These are really cool guys. It's like the 501st with the stormtroopers. It's essentially what the equivalent is with the ghost heads.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So those guys, I respect the heck out of them. They take their fandom to the next level. But I'm saying I can't quote like all the various series in the comics for Ghostbusters. A lot of that I cannot do. Point being, the original film, and to an extent, the movies that we have gotten, specifically those first two, good. So with that in mind, though, the only real flaw I find with the original Ghostbusters is like the whole thing with Winston. He really did get the short end of the stick, and I think everyone in the universe is like, because Ernie Hudson's great. We love Ernie Hudson, but it's like
it's not a problem with Ernie Hudson. Yeah. It's literally just a problem if he gets introduced too late into the movie. That's literally the only issue.
They cannibalize
his character is totally fine. I like that Winston as a character is like definitively the everyman of the group. He's not just the black guy; he's the everyman.
He's great, and that's the problem. Is though is we cannibalize his screen time. We didn't give him a lot to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, he gets the Twinkie line. That's about it. He gets a few good lines, and I think honestly, the best line that he has is like, "Ray, the next time someone asks if you're a god, you say yes."
No, I think that absolutely is his best moment. Yeah, I agree.
But anyway. So Lucas is making some very valid points about look, Winston, he doesn't he's not like
also just talk about tokenizing your friend, right?
Which he calls him out on too. It's like
right.
Like, it's because he's black, right? Well, he turns it on him and says, "Wait, why don't you be Winston?" Well, it's because he's black.
What's funny is that with it's pretty much the exact same situation where it's like, the black kid in that story, let's say, movie, book, whatever, his name is actually Mike, ironically enough.
Mm-hmm.
And a good enough character, but definitely gets kind of the least developed out of. He's basically the exposition machine in the story, so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, like, yeah, are you this is just kind of it's not that deep of a character essentially.
Yeah. I love I do love the point they made too about it. He's not even a scientist. I love that's like the final straw for him. Lucas likes science.
That's what I like. That's exactly what I like about Winston, though. Like I said, he's the everyman.
Yeah. Anyway, so and we have the whole like, well, yeah, white can't be Wednesday because, well, well, because you're not black. It's like, oh, come on, don't. It's not. So Dustin then he breaks it up as he makes the horrifying discovery of guys were the only ones in costume.
Now, I got to tell you, Dragon, this is the scariest moment of the whole episode for me.
Yeah, I think we've all been there. At some point in time, we've all been there. I too have been there. It's like,
I mean, you just feel it, though. You just feel it.
yeah.
Palatable.
So, anyways, of course, Dustin and Lucas, they see the new girl. They see Max, Mad Max, as we name her in this episode. So they're kind of like, we should talk to her. So it's like, no, not dressed like this. We look like idiots. I mean, well, no, not because we're Ghostbusters. We look, as Ghostbusters, we're very accurate and very cool right now. But this is just like, we can't do it.
And she's a cool girl, so of course she likes Ghostbusters, naturally.
Basically, I love they're not poo-pooing Ghostbusters. They're just saying, well, okay, look, just the situation of us being Ghostbusters is not great. If we were actually Halloween night and everyone else were dressed up, we'd be the bells of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be exuding Ghostbuster confidence right now. We don't have that.
Exactly.
Okay, so meanwhile, there's okay. Look, we'll do it after class. So Joyce, meanwhile, she's telling Hopper about the drawings and that she is.
Dragon, I'm sorry. Don't you mean Joyce Byers?
Joyce Byers. Tiki, it's Joyce Byers.
Oh my god. No, seriously. I fucking love Bob so much, dude. I love Bob so much. Anyways, go ahead. What is Joyce up to?
So she's telling Hopper about the drawing and that he thinks it's just PTSD and just kind of memories coming about. Just give it time, it'll fade in time, or at least get a little less prominent than they already are. So they reminisce about the old times in high school. We're kind of planting some seeds that basically are seeds for Joyce and Hopper down the line. But on the flip side, Bob might be a goner kind of seeds, but still.
Yeah, for sure. Greg, give me 1 second, okay? I'm sorry.
Right, so in the comments, Kogias Anime Fan says Ernie Hudson has a big role in Frozen Empire. Yes, he does, but that library scene is still crap to me. That girl was like, it was literally that stone lion was gonna kill Ray Stantz, and she saved his life, and no one gives her any credit for that. It's just ridiculous. They're all coming down on her like she did something really horrible. I mean, the lion was gonna kill somebody. Just saying. Always bugs me about that Frozen Empire movies. Like, and even Winston, it's like, come on, man, you should but the kids love the lions. Like, that's not the position to take, man. Back your people.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Anyway, I was ranting about Frozen Empire. So,
dude, okay. Frozen Empire, like the thing that still bugs me about that movie, it was basically just like, hey, Frozen's still popular, right? We'll just do that. We'll do Ghostbusters, but Frozen.
Right.
Anyways.
All right. So let's see. So anyway, they're reminiscing about old times in high school. We cut to Dr. Owens. Dr. Owens, the Paul Reiser character. Tiki, did you watch the new the guy who did BoJack's new show?
No, I've been meaning to get around to it. I just haven't had the chance yet, unfortunately.
Just saying, Paul Reiser.
Kind of on my memoirs list, my selections this month have been very Halloween centric, so I'll probably get around to it next month.
Yeah, he's very good in that show.
Nice.
All right, so Dr. Owens, the Paul Reiser character, he and his team explore the Upside Down. That's all for that. Nancy, meanwhile, she's got a little PTSD over Barb. This is like the haunted.
I gotta tell you, like this plot line, from what I remember, doesn't really amount to a whole hell of a lot in season 2. But I think this episode, to start it off, was really good. Like, I think it is really compelling.
Yep. Steve, good old Steve. We love Steve Harrington.
But he's not quite in babysitter mode yet, Dragon. He's almost kind of like in the weird transitional stage. Like, he's not quite a bully, but he's not babysitter.
Yeah. No, you're right there. We haven't gotten there yet. That's when we have all the devil dogs attacking him. The demo dogs, I mean. So Steve's worried about her, and he suggests, like, let's go to a Halloween party, just kind of party the night away, just kind of like forget the worries.
You feel so bad for Steve because it's like he does care, he is trying, but at the same time, he is in so over his head with this whole situation.
Oh yeah. So Dustin and Lucas, they chat Max up. They show off the ghost trap, which of course, classic.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yep. So they invite her to go trick or treating with them. Doing the upsell, like yeah. I mean, you can if you want. It's
And Dragon Dustin's word of the day is presumptuous.
That it is, Tiki. Dustin thinks presumptuous.
I love how much they linger on that. It's just like, right? It's good. It's good, right? Right?
No, Dustin is not good.
Okay.
All right, let's see. So, all right, let's see. So we have, oh yeah, right. 11 is flipping through the channels, and a little bit of romance on her mind. A little bit, just with the stuff that's playing on the TV. We flash back to 11 foraging and killing squirrels in the woods, and knocks out a hunt. It's disturbing, but it's also kind of cool. She knocks a hunter out with the dead body of a squirrel.
I know, right?
Just flings it at him and knocks him out and takes his coat and hat, just like she's foraging.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the sheriff's station, and we're getting this farmer here complaining about all the rotting pumpkins and rotting crops, and this is because the Upside Down is basically leaking into our world.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So we have the Matt. We have Max's jerk brother, Billy, the psychopath that is Billy.
I can't believe that anyone ever, like, it's been a long time since I watched season 3, but I can't believe, like with this scene in mind, I can't believe that anyone ever came around on this guy, Dragon.
That is the thing. It's like we went full Stephen King with him in the introduction, and I'm with you. I was always shocked. Like, how do people not remember how demented this guy was? And they're loving that the moms are kind of thirsty for.
You know what? A very similar thing happens in Black Phone 2 with the dad character, because in the first movie, I am not exaggerating, Dragon. The dad character is physically abusive. And then in Black Phone 2, he's like making quips and like joking about, the son's love life and stuff. And I'm like, this is literally not the same character.
Nope.
So yeah, that's always kind of. But I do think that they characterize Billy really well here, as far as, like, you're right. They do go like very much full Stephen King here.
Somehow we redeemed him. I think the way in which they probably did it was they made the father a lot worse than him, which still was like, what does that say? I mean, come on.
I guess so.
It's like, I mean, okay, fine. He's not fine if he's at an 8 versus a 10 in terms of psychologically disturbed, but fine.
Right.
Billy, right now you're here. I think we need to bring you down.
I hate to say it, Dragon, but honestly, I kind of feel like at least a little bit of it was just kind of like sexy bad boy energy.
Okay.
All right. Anyways.
Okay. Point being, he's a psycho who almost mows down the boys who are on their bikes, just because Max's the town isn't all that bad. So full on Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
Hopper, he investigates the rotting farm. Let's see. Meanwhile, so he's. So later that night, it's the actual day of Halloween. It's Halloween night, and we have the real star of this show. I don't care what anyone says. It's Bob dressed as Dracula, the original Goonie.
I wonder if there ever was one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They mean business. We're okay. We got so much groundswell support. We can actually cast a Goonie in Stranger Things, and we got our Goonie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's dressed as Dracula, and it's kind of charming. It's got the video camera and everything.
Yep.
So Will, Jonathan is taking Will trick or treating, and basically at the behest of Joyce, and we have this nice moment between the brothers of hey, I'm gonna let you go out on your own, but you gotta be back at 9, or else we're both dead.
I like how nothing like really dramatic comes of this. I like that it can just be a nice moment between the brothers, and the writers don't have to write it as Jonathan making a big mistake and letting Will go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're taking some fun shots at Bob. The whole hope it doesn't suck.
Oh man. You know what? I do really, really appreciate that Will actually does genuinely like Bob because he treats him normally. Like
Yeah,
that's always been like a really nice part of the dynamic for me.
yeah. Let's see. So we have a wild high school party going on, and Billy's there. He's like the keg king.
The King of the Keg. Forget the
Yeah,
King of Kong Dragon. It's King of Keg. That's the
yeah.
documentary I really want to see.
There you go. Let's see. So Nancy is drinking pure fuel. Take it's pure fuel.
It's pure fuel, man. It's pure fuel.
Yeah. So she's gonna regret those choices later.
I gotta tell you, Dragon, even just looking at the drink, it looks very alcoholic.
Oh yeah. You can feel the buzz the moment that
No,
cup
you really
touches
can, though. You really can. It's like it's thick. It's almost kind of like sludge-like.
That's the thing. It's like the opacity, or how opaque it is.
Uh-huh.
You know, again, it feels. You're right. It feels like it's like ecto cooler, but made out of like various alcohols.
Hmm.
All right. So let's see. So Bob, if Bob enjoys dancing,
Yeah, Bob, he's putting it out on Front Street a little bit. He's just like, hey, why don't you and I and Will and Jonathan just move out of Hawkins, get away from this trauma and just seriously start a life together.
she cautions
I
you,
like
we're
how
not
Bob
normal.
he admits up front. He's like, "Whoa, I know, whoa, Nelly, right?"
Yeah, big thing to drop there. I know, but it's
Uh-huh.
like there's been a lot of traumatic stuff out here. Maybe we should move from Hawkins.
Hmm.
But anyway, she's like, look, we're not a normal family, Bob. And he points out, you could be though. We could be.
Bob is a fucking saint, Dragon. He
And
really
he's
is.
right. Had they all moved away from Hawkins, they would have been fine. Let's just say that the world might be screwed, but at least it's unclear if the upside down would spread globally. It sounds like it did, given what the Russians had in mind. So probably would have
Mhm.
turned out bad, but they would have been safe for a while. They could have gotten a season out of it. Who knows?
I mean, it's certainly a lot better than when Mike actually does move away, and pretty much all we get out of that subplot is just like, "Hey, Jonathan's a stoner now."
And pretty much.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yep. Well, let's see. So the boys they're going trick or treating. They're mistaken as exterminators.
I'm sorry, not Mike. Will. My bad.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So the boys are mistaken as exterminators, which is really funny, and it reminds me of the elevator joke from Ghostbusters. And I really like it. The whole thing. What you guys exterminators? Yeah, someone saw a cockroach up on 12. Must be some cockroach. Bite your head off, man.
Right.
All right. So let's see. So they all got Three Musketeers, and apparently Three Musketeers is not a popular candy. Tiki, where do you come down on the Three Musketeers?
I fucking can't stand nougat.
Really?
I'm not allergic to it, but I cannot stand it. I hate the consistency of it. I don't like it at all.
Okay.
So
It's
yeah,
fun.
I am very anti Three Musketeers.
Nougat is fun to say, though.
It's fun to say, but I don't know. I'm sure it appeals to some people, but like I said, for me, it's just a texture thing.
Had really good commercials, though. Like back
No,
in
it
the
did
day,
have good commercials. Yeah,
like
with
they had
little
the claymation Three Musketeers. Man, that was cool.
I remember that. Yeah.
All right, so then Max jump scares him as Michael Myers.
Hmm.
Yep. So yeah, she's taking Lucas, makes fun of Lucas for screaming like a girl, takes him up on their offer, and Mike is bummed out that now a girl. He's missing 11, and it's like this
I
is
gotta
not the
tell you,
girl.
man, this is so palatable, and honestly, it's like, yeah, he's definitely missing 11, and for sure that's a factor there. But like, I have been in situations like this before. It doesn't even have to be a girl; it can just be like just a random person that was invited that you didn't know was going to be invited, and then suddenly the dynamics is just really thrown off. Like Dragon, for neurodivergent people in particular, that shit is just it's brutal. It really is socially. Like you do not just spring unexpected people that you have to socialize on us.
I can't abide a fifth wheel.
No, I mean, honestly, I'm being dead serious.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like it's 4 people. It's like the fifth wheel. It's like without this, it's just completely uneven right now. It's like
Oh,
I know
right. I see
we're
what you're saying. My
perfectly
bad.
fine with
Yeah.
the 4 wheels, but the fifth wheel, this is just like it's making us lopsided. No.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I very, very much much relate to Mike in this whole subplot.
Yeah.
I've very much been here.
All right. All right. Let's see. So 11. We have Frankenstein on the TV.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Specifically the moment with the little girl, which is like very fitting.
Oh yeah. So let's see. So Hopper signals to her that he's going to be late.
Hmm.
Thumbs her up. Oh, but sorry. Before that, though, yeah, we had the big. So Hopper, we have a jump scare with him. Like we have like the little like the kid on the farm. He's dressed like a cowboy, and he's like shooting him. Like, bam, you're dead. You
That
got me, kid.
again, just adorable, charming as hell David Harbour stuff. You got me, kid.
Happy Halloween. This is great. I
I mean,
love
it's
this
like
bit.
you can tell he's a little bit grumpy, but he's going along with it.
Yeah, I mean the little kid's little 5-year-old scared him. It's adorable. Well, so I love this. Is my favorite bit in the whole thing. My favorite Halloween bit in the whole thing. So I love. So Hopper he forgot about his Halloween plans with 11, given how late things have run with this whole like marking off all the infected
Mhm.
like crops and everything. So so he rushes off to buy to get back to her, and he realizes oh, I got to buy candy. So he backs up. He buys the kids candy for like $5, which is back in the '80s. That's a chunk of change.
No, okay. I was gonna say I'm glad you mentioned the '80s thing because, like, right now it's like Dragon, like $5 that barely buys you one fucking
Yeah,
candy bar. You know what? It
that's maybe
definitely
one.
doesn't buy you two.
If you're lucky, okay, it's maybe like 2 full-size candy bars, maybe.
If you're lucky, those got to be on sale.
Yeah. What I guess the thing is like I guess this is a rough estimation. I would say maybe like $20 worth of candy is what he just gave them. What I mean is like he basically paid for like $20 worth of candy.
Like the 1980s equivalent of $20.
Yeah, like $5. What the $5 then be like? I guess $5 then is basically what $20 then would have
Sure,
been.
sure.
I'm butchering that, but the point being, it's like he paid $5. Might as well give him the kid 20
Uh-huh.
for just one pail of candy. It's like barely any candy in there. All right. So I just love that with our Halloween stuff there. We flash back to 11 finding the Eggos, which was the big season 1 tease, and that was kind of how Hopper, kind of sought her out and brought her in. So the gang, they're off to get the full-size chocolate bars in the rich neighborhoods. That's where they're heading. Mike is resentful of Max's inclusion because he misses 11, as mentioned there. And Will is getting scared by the older kids. Not maliciously, but just like, they're scaring him. And it kind of triggers a kind of a PTSD / kind
I
of
really
vision
like this
quest.
montage because you're right. It isn't malicious. It isn't like they're bullying him by any means, but it's Halloween and people are going to try and jump scare each other, and I like how they frame it. It's really well edited.
Oh yeah, I mean the way he falls and then he's just bam in the upset. That's
Oh,
genuinely scary, and I love that. That was like a big trailer moment I think they had for like the big lead up to like basically this is our first proper glimpse at well not our first proper like cool aesthetic glimpse at the mind flayer because I think in like season 3 we actually see like a mind flayer that is not in shadow.
No, in
But this is
season
like
3, remember we get the whole
yeah.
we get the mall climax, and then the mind flayer is basically like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park at that point.
Exactly. So that's when we actually saw the thing, but still,
Right,
like built. This is like the proper glimpse, like the drawing come to life, and it was like a really cool visual. And it's like he's like hiding behind like what he thinks is like a dilapidated building, and then Mike finds him, snaps him out of it. Just poor Will, just shaking and traumatized. You feel horrible for him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This is genuinely scary.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. Meanwhile, Jonathan he arrives at the party. And he's not wearing a costume. He's like, "Oh, where are you going as?" I'm going as a guy who hates parties, which that's a
relatable.
Tiki. Don't you wish you were that smooth?
I guess.
I mean, seriously, if you had like a proper answer to like, hey, why don't you wear a costume? I'm going as a guy who hates parties. Like, wouldn't that? Don't you think that would be a big like a badge of honor for you of just like, look at me, I had the witty comeback.
I mean, honestly, Dragon, I do kind of pride myself in my sarcasm, so I think you're giving me too little credit. I'd like to think that I'd come up with that
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah. All right. Anyway, so yes, Jonathan's there. He's gonna try and have a good time. Meanwhile, Nancy, she's drunk as a skunk right now. Steve is getting concerned and ends up spilling pure fuel on the girl.
Pure fuel, man.
Yeah, pure fuel.
Oh my God. Really quick, we have Teddy in the comments here. He's saying, nowadays even a 5-year-old would be like, Mr. $5 won't buy anything. I know my worth. What else you got? Give me some Roblox, Mister.
God.
Anyways.
Anyway, let's see. So, drunkenly, Nancy's calling Steve out on his denial.
I think Nancy has some really good drunk acting in this scene, don't you?
Oh yeah.
I think she's doing really good with the slurring her words, but she's not. It's like she's very convinced. Like, she has conviction in what she's saying, and yet at the same time she is playing it very inebriated, which I think is kind of a tricky balance for like drunk acting. I think.
See, she actually gave the prop guys the modern day equivalent of $5, and they said, "Okay, look, just let's actually make the pure fuel real. I want to do this."
Oh God!
No, it didn't remotely happen, but can you imagine? It's like we're gonna just drunkenly says, "But we're gonna be delayed until we're like in our 30s anyway. Why? Let's start now." Like, come on, let me just. I want to get it in now while the camera's rolling. Let's do it, Duffer Brothers. No.
Yes.
Why are there 4 of you?
That's exactly what happened, Dragon. I think we just witnessed some behind the scenes footage there.
Yep. Next season, I want Gary Busey's kid to be in the show. Let's make it happen.
Oh God. Okay.
Right. All the Buseys.
So is this pretty much the moment where the breakup happens, or do we get a more formal breakup later on? I kind of forget.
Mean, I think it's like they kind of officially break up when she's sober, but this is like I really felt for Steve here. Joe Keery did a really good job in this moment.
Well, like I said, I just think it's one of those situations where it's like the poor girl is clearly very traumatized, and it's like any guy, like especially any high school guy, probably would not know what to do in this situation. It's like I don't think anyone would be able to handle it, really.
Yeah, and but still, like the way she like the whole like we're in love, it's like just the heartbreak on Steve.
Oh, I know that line in particular is pretty brutal. Yeah,
I'm gonna throw this out there. I know I've pitched Joe Keery for a lot of roles in the MCU, but you know what?
Oh God,
he's the Flash Thompson we deserve, man. That's a Flash.
I can see that. I can totally see that. Yeah, totally.
That's what I'm saying. Even if you went like less, like he didn't even have to be super. He's in good shape in Stranger Things and everything. But I'm saying they didn't even have to go like super jock with it. But this is like the idea, like the cool smarmy guy you could have got.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do like Tony Ravioli. God, I always want to say Ravioli when I say his name. I like Tony. I like him as an actor. But he is not Flash Thompson.
No, he's not. No. You're right. Good actor. In Grand Budapest, Chef's Kiss. In Tiki's case, Chef Boyardee, but still Chef's Kiss. But yeah, just imagine him on the cam though. But that's what his marketing deal should be. That's what his. Oh
my God!
Imagine like Tony Revolori's marketing department. Like, okay, we're gonna get you a marketing tie. We're gonna put you on the ravioli cans, and we're just gonna get him to do a promotion where it's like Tony.
Oh Jesus!
Anyway, put you in the commercials, dress you like Chef Boyardee. It'll be great.
All right.
We get Ray Fiennes in there.
Oh no!
All right. So, Mike. So, Will and Mike, they're back at the house. They're talking over candy, and they're explaining what it's like when it gets stuck in the upside down. It's like the slides of a Viewmaster getting caught.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way of putting it. Describes like the huge.
It is a really good metaphor. Yeah.
describes the huge shadow and this again, like they can all be crazy together, kind of a bonding moment between them, which is nice.
I actually think this is like, and like I don't really want to get too deep into the whole like Will and Mike might be gay, but I think that obviously the fandom does subscribe to that to a certain extent, and I think this is the first like really big scene of that. Like, and granted, it is totally just very loving platonic friendship, but I don't know. I do think there's kind of something there if you do want to read it that way. You know what I mean? You don't have to read it that way.
I mean, if you read it that way, it's probably one sided. Like Will likes Mike if it is going that direction.
Well, I feel like that's always been the dynamic, though. Like Mike genuinely cares about Will. Like,
yeah.
And Mike does consider Will his best friend over the other two.
I get the sense that
actual like romantic feelings are very much I'd be shocked if we didn't like go fully into that in season 5.
I mean, I always got the sense with Mike is that the way the friendship's gonna work is that Will is like the brother Mike wanted instead of the sister that he got. Lucas is like the best friend, and Dustin is kind of he's the comic. He's the chunk. He's the comic relief of the movies. He's the it's like we love Dustin, but he's kind of he's the mascot. Let's be honest. He's the Kramer.
Mascot. That's a good way to put it.
He's the mascot. He's the Kramer. He's whatever. It's
all
right. So meanwhile, Jonathan, he's putting Nancy to bed. Let's see. Hopper returns, and 11 is upset, and this is a really endearing Hopper moment we have here. This is like it's a good one.
I'm just gonna eat all this candy and get fat. You wouldn't want that, would you? It's very unhealthy to leave me out here.
It's really good one-sided conversation acting on David Harbour's part here. I'm just gonna be out here all alone, all by myself, eating all this candy. I'm gonna get fat. It's unhealthy to leave me here like this.
Right. Very.
So she's taking the TV into her room, and she puts the blindfold, and she's basically experimenting with being able to kind of peek inside.
Is this the first time that she's able to interact with Mike in the Upside Down? I want to say it is.
Well, that's true. I'm saying this is as you probably remember.
I'm saying though, Dragon, like this episode is kind of like there's quite a few like pretty major milestones here as far as like stuff that's gonna like work its way into the greater fabric of the show, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, so this is her putting into practice what we saw at the end of season 1, where they did like the whole sensory deprivation, the makeshift sensory deprivation tank on her. So basically, it's her like doing a makeshift version of before she can probably do it at will, as time goes on.
And then this scene, I gotta tell you, man, I really feel for like both of them here. Like I feel like the longing, just like Mike just being so alone, and then 11 like wanting so desperately to reach out to him but not being able to. Like it's a very, very heartfelt moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how it's quintessential Stranger Things because it's a very heartfelt moment wrapped up in a very supernatural package.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then kind of our last kind of jump scare beat is Dustin. He he hears some rustling. You think it's his mom's cat in the peeking around the garbage can. In reality, it's a demo dog.
Well, we don't know that quite yet, and I do like how the episode ends without us. Like it is a really good cliffhanger.
We have the Ghostbusters music is great.
All right. Okay, let me just check and make sure we haven't missed any comments here. He's saying the moment he fell in love with Steve was during the dinner with Barb's parents, and he just says, "It's finger looking good."
Yeah, gotta love it.
All right. I think that's it, right, Dragon? Are you seeing any comments we should address here?
Well, okay, give me one sec here. Okay, there's a lot of Steve love here. Just want to see if there's anything beyond this.
Well, there's always a lot of Steve love when it comes to this show. That's nothing new.
That's true. 5-year-old, Barb's parents. Okay, it looks like the moment I was fully, what, I love this guy. It wasn't even the ending of season 1. It was the start of it.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's losing the funny looking good thing. All right. This is also the episode where Max fully became part of the gang, as much to Mike's dismay. Yeah, so we got a lot of connective tissue there. So Max, kind of really being folded into the group, and she rooted for them to not die by her brother's car. So that's a good omen.
For sure.
Her brother's psychotic. Oh my god, my brother is the Stephen King bad guy.
Dragon, it's
I
not a
can't.
It's not a Stephen King bully unless they're at least a little bit homicidal, at least a
Yeah.
little bit.
Oh, it's kind of the realization of, oh no, I'm family to the Stephen King bully. I don't want that to happen. I can't
So
be
it's
part
like a
of that.
book. It's like, so your brother might be a Stephen King bully.
Yeah, it's right next to it's right next to the tropes for dummies.
Oh God. All right. So final thoughts, Dragon. Final thoughts.
The final thoughts again. It is a very fondly remembered Stranger Things episode. It's one I think going back to it still holds up, and I think standalone-ish. It sets a lot of stuff up. I think it's still digestible. It's a good kind of like introduction. It's kind of a good like. I think it'll draw an audience in. Like if you've been out of the loop with Stranger Things, I think it'll bring you back a little. It was good. Again, I think a lot of endearing Eleven and Hopper stuff, which I think really carries it. And you have some good kind of like visage of Halloween, like the rotting pumpkins and the upside down, the mind flare. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, who doesn't
No,
like Ghostbusters? At least aesthetically. Who doesn't aesthetically like Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit worried going into this episode just because, like I said, I wasn't sure what the ratio of like Halloween stuff, story stuff was going to be, but I really do think this episode strikes a great balance. Yeah, it is setting stuff up, but it's setting up like it's almost like how a good pilot episode sets up stuff, right? Like it isn't the pilot, obviously, but I do feel like I do feel like if season one was meant to be this standalone thing, then this is essentially the pilot episode of what the show is going to turn into, if that makes sense. And in that regard, I do think it's very standalone, and I do think the Halloween stuff just really, really comes into its own, and really is a really big highlight of the episode for sure. Like the Ghostbusters stuff, the party stuff. Like what I like about the Halloween stuff is it's kind of a microcosm of the whole show, right? Where we get all these different angles. We get the kid side of things. We get the teen party. We get the adults. We get the the parental bonding. Like it's just a lot. It's just a lot of really good stuff, kind of firing on all cylinders. I honestly, I think as far as like just being a standalone episode of Stranger Things, I think it's probably in the top 10 most memorable for me, because a lot of times with Stranger Things, it'll be more like the it'll be more like the season arcs themselves that stand out, not necessarily individual episodes. But I do think this is very standalone. Well, as we already established, still very much setting the stage for things to come. So I think it works really well in both regards.
Oh yeah.
All righty. Okay, all right, folks. That's the end of tonight's spooky selections, and our spirits grow weary. But they'll be stronger than ever next time as we engage in even more haunted holiday hijinks. I'm just going to sit here and get fat.